Welcome to the Music Minute. Start the timer. The Amen break is a drum break. A drum break is usually played during a break in the music. This is not the case in breakcore. Drum breaks are constantly being played behind everything, which gives breakcore its unique rhythmic intensity. Rhythm is simple. You have a BPM, beats per minute. 60 BPM is 1 beat a second. You also have a time signature, 4/4. 4 beats hit every bar, or measure, either term works. A quarter note hits every beat in 4/4. An eighth note hits twice a beat, and 16th note 4 times, etc. There are also triplets, which divide the 4 beats into 3, creating polyrhythm. Polyrhythm is when your time signature, 4/4, interacts with another time signature, in this case 3/4. So instead of dividing the bar into 4, it divides it into 3, creating triplets. Another technique in drum breaks is syncopation. Syncopation stays within the same time signature, 4/4, but accents the beats we don't normally accent. So instead of the off beats, 1, 2, 3, 4, you can accent the on beats, 1, 2, 3, 4. It feels very different.
Now the first technique is just slicing on the playlist. Now when you first drag it in, it's going to look like this. Just adjust the time a little bit. Now you want to bring the pitch down a tiny bit. And you're all good. First thing I'm noticing about this break is that it has this snare rush that plays every other bar. That's extremely repetitive. We don't want that. So right off the bat, what I did here is I cut the first half of the break, made that repeat 3 times, and then put the second half of the break to play every other loop. Now I don't really like where the snare rush is playing on the beat, so I'm gonna go and adjust that now. See, it does this thing where it plays a little after, and I don't like that. Okay, but now we need it to fit all the way. Perfect. Alright, so that's slicing on the playlist. Number 2, slicing in SliceX. Now what you're going to do here is you're going to select SliceX. You're going to go over to your break, and you just drag your break directly into SliceX like that. And then you can go and listen to all the markers and rename whatever you want. Now for this, you'll already have this in the FLP, which named all of it. Now, forgive me if the naming is a little weird in places, like I left a couple as marker. That's just because you already have like multiple kicks to choose from. I don't really find necessity in naming every single thing. Alright, so that's 8 bars of SliceX. And last, but certainly not least, my personal flavor. Now I use a combination of slicing on the playlist and ShaperBox 2. Alright, I kind of like that. Since it does repeat the same rhythmic pattern regardless of how you chop it on the playlist, it is important to not use this only. Using just this technique will create a slightly repetitive sound throughout the song. A way you can use this technique but combat that repetitiveness is by cloning, placing your next one, and then putting that on the mixer track up. Now you can go in and create a whole new ShaperBox sound, and then you can go and chop it up even more and create even more variation. Another thing you can do is use this to add delay. Basically, by placing things over each other, you're going to be playing two sounds at the same time. And as long as you place them a symmetrical distance away, what you're going to be doing is creating a natural delay. So say if I went here and placed this a symmetrical distance away. Now these are just 3 techniques. By all means, if you want to use this FLP, get a good grasp of how to use these techniques, but once you understand these techniques, then add your own flair to it. Get your own new plugin that will create a whole new sounding loop. Now, I went and added a basic bass and pad from the same sample pack, Jungle Jungle. This is just to give a basic idea for what it's going to sound like behind pads. I didn't mix anything. I literally just laid it out quick on the playlist so that there was something there. When you're making your breaks, go ahead and listen to this or don't listen to this. I just put it there for reference. Now for a really quick summary of mixing, I'm just going to show you the EQ. Now I like to do a lot of mixing with ShaperBox because there's so many fun tools. Like for instance, let me just click auto wide. Now stereo enhancer, you can go one of 2 ways. If you want a very ambient sound, then you can just pop that. And my camera just died. Okay, no camera for the rest of this video. Or if you want a very split sound, or literally anywhere in between. Thank you for watching, and go break an amen out there.